Chances are that you or your family would have used products of brands like Surf Excel, Rin, Dove, Lux, Lifebuoy, Quality Walls, Kisan, Vaseline, and Lakme. But do you know that all of these brands are actually owned by one single company? Not only that, 9 out of 10 households on any given day in India use products of this one company. That's how massive this company is. So let's learn more about all these brands and about this company in this video. Hi everyone, I'm Gaurav Gyanchandani and welcome to part 1 of Know Your Company series. This is a series where we deep dive into companies to understand how do they work, how do they make money, what are the different segments they deal in, their competition, their hiring practices, and much more. The company that we'll be talking about today is HUL, Hindustan Unilever. Now this entire video will be divided into 5 parts. We'll start off from introduction, learn basics about the company, how the company was started, what is their revenue like, so on and so forth. Then we'll move to the business model. What is their business model, what are the verticals they deal in, how do they make money. Then we'll jump right into competition to understand who are they competing with and what is the competition up to. Then we'll look at their hiring practices and how you can work with the company. And fifth, we'll look at some of the controversies and criticism around the company. So let's start. HUL is actually a consumer goods company. Some of their iconic brands are Surf Excel, Rin, Dove, Lifebuoy, Lakme, Horlicks, and Quality Walls. But technically, HUL is not an Indian company. HUL is actually a subsidiary of Unilever, which is a British company. HUL was started way back in 1931 in India. And since then, the company has grown and become a market leader in the FMCG segment. This growth has happened due to 2 reasons. One, because of the brands that they built internally. And second, because of the brands and the companies that they've acquired along the way. For example, in 1972, HUL acquired Lipton. Even brands like Brooke Bond and Pond's were actually international acquisitions that happened in 1984 and 86. Even Lakme was actually started as a joint venture between HUL and Lakme. And eventually in 1988, Lakme sold its brand to HUL. And recently in 2020, they completed their merger with GSK Consumer Healthcare. Now the brands like Horlicks, Maltova, and Boost are part of the HUL family. All of these acquisitions, along with brand building for decades, has led to the phenomenal growth that HUL has seen. So and so that now HUL has brands with revenues over 2,000 crores, brands with revenue over 1,000 crores, and brands with revenue over 500 crores. They also have a mega brand which is Surf Excel with a revenue of more than 5,000 crores. But Surf Excel wasn't built overnight. It was launched 60 years ago, and the brand building has been happening since. You and I might not remember the old ads, but our parents would.
ललिता जी, आप हमेशा सोच समझ कर ही खर्च करती हैं ना?
हाँ, बेशक।
फिर भी आप सर्फ खरीदती।
तोल मोल के हिसाब से देखिए तो आधा किलो सर्फ पूरे 1 किलो सस्ते पाउडर के बराबर होता है। इसलिए सर्फ की खरीदारी में ही समझदारी है।
Now let's look at some numbers. According to the latest report, the company has a revenue of 45,000 crore with a net profit margin of 17.6%. The revenues have grown from 38,000 crore to 45,000 crore. Not only this, the company has 21,000 employees, 30 plus brands, 4,500 plus distributors, and a massive network of 8 million stores across India to sell their products. That's a massive distribution network. Also, in 2018, Forbes listed HUL as the most innovative company in India and the 8th most innovative company in the world. Now that we have covered the basics, let's understand their business model. To understand their business model, we have to understand how a typical FMCG company works. So, a FMCG company starts with manufacturing the products in their factories. These products then get further delivered to the distributors across India. These distributors then act as a hub and further deliver the products to small retail shops. The distributor and the retail store both earn a small margin on the products. The rest of the amount is passed back to the company. And that's how HUL or an FMCG company makes money. Now let's see what are the different segments that HUL deals in. HUL deals in 3 segments. The first is food and refreshments, second is home care, and third is beauty and personal care. Here's the revenue split of all these 3 segments. Now each segment can be further divided into sub-segments. Let's have a look. Each segment has different brands. HUL owns more than 30 brands. Here's a look of all the brands that they. After looking at the list, you might feel that some of these brands are actually competing with each other. For example, brands like Dove, Lux, Lifebuoy, and Pierce. All these 4 brands make soaps. But even though if the product is same, they're marketed differently to different consumer segments. So in this case, Lifebuoy is marketed as a germ-killing soap, but Dove is marketed as a moisturizing beauty bar, and that's the difference. Let me give you one more example. Let's look at the detergent industry. The detergent market is divided into 3 parts. We have premium, which has Ariel and Surf Excel. Then we have mid-range, which has Rin, Henko, and Tide. And we have a mass market or low price, where we have brands like Wheel, Nirma, Ghadi, and Tide Naturals. In the detergent market, Surf Excel was the leader, but then Nirma came along. Nirma's focus was to create a good product at an affordable price. And because of the price difference, the middle class and the lower middle class shifted to Nirma. Eventually, Wheel surpassed Nirma. But this happened over years of brand building. So if you look at the detergent brands by HUL, you have Surf Excel and you have Wheel. Both of them are detergents, but are marketed differently to different consumer segments. To further validate it, just see the price of both the products, and you can see that they're aimed at different markets. This example also gives us an insight on how HUL builds their brand. Now that we have covered the business model and the segments, it's time to look at the competition. Being an FMCG company dealing in different segments, HUL is actually competing with different companies on different segments. For example, in oral care, HUL is competing with Colpal. In hair care, HUL is competing with P&G. And in health drinks, HUL is competing with Cadbury, which is Horlicks is competing with Bonvita. If you were to create a list of all the competitors, this is what the list will look like. We'll have ITC, P&G, L'Oreal, Colpal, Reckitt Benckiser, Marico, Dabur, Godrej Consumer Products, and many more. And the only way to succeed is to build a kick-ass brand. Now, sometimes it's building brands, but sometimes it's also dragging your competition down through bad-mouthing them, to dragging them to courts, etc., etc. We are all aware about the iconic rivalries between Coca-Cola and Pepsi and McDonald's and Burger King. In India, we have some similar rivalries. One such rivalry is Dettol versus Lifebuoy, or I can say Reckitt Benckiser versus Hindustan Unilever. Both the companies have their own line of health and hygiene products, but they not only compete on shelves, but also compete on TV commercials too. In 2013, Dettol actually ran an ad directly comparing their products with HUL Vim. What did HUL do? HUL actually took out an entire front page ad saying that Lifebuoy gives better protection than Dettol. And recently in 2020, Reckitt Benckiser released an ad where a doctor asked his patients to switch from soaps to hand wash as they are more effective. HUL took this matter to the court, as in the ad, the soap resembled the shape and the configuration of Lifebuoy soap bars. Another famous rivalry is Tide versus Rin, or I can say P&G versus HUL. During 2009 to 10, P&G introduced Tide Naturals, making their entry into the mass price segment, directly competing with Rin and Wheel. HUL took on this competition quite openly. First, they dragged P&G to the court on the claim that Tide Naturals having lemon and sandalwood is false. The court directed P&G to start running disclaimer in their ads. HUL didn't stop here. They released an ad directly comparing Tide versus Rin with a message that Rin gives better whiteness than Tide at a lower price. If you have not seen the ad, I highly recommend you to watch it. I'll add the link in the description below. As expected, P&G took this to the court, and the court barred HUL from making any such ads. So chapter closed. Not quite. In 2012, the battle moved from TV commercials to print, where HUL took out a print ad directly comparing the prices of Tide and Rin. The reason behind all of this was that Tide was gaining market share, and the market share of Rin was stagnant. Now that we know about the company, their business model, and their competition, let's see how you can work with the company. HUL directly hires from undergrad colleges as well as from B schools. So one way for you to get into the company is through your college placements. The other is finding jobs on various job portals and applying through there. Apart from these two standard methods, there is one more way. HUL organizes competitions at a B school level, and the winners of these competitions get PPIs, pre-placement interviews. And that again becomes a chance for you to get into HUL. One such competition is HUL Line. This happens every year. The last season of HUL Line was open for all of the MBA colleges across India. So if you are an MBA student, make sure you check out this competition. Now, once you get shortlisted and land up in an interview, it's important to know what are the skills and the competencies the company is looking for. HUL has something known as standards of leadership. These are growth mindset, consumer and customer focus, bias for action, accountability and responsibility, building talent and teams. If you can demonstrate these skills in the interview, it will go a long way making your case. But please note, these are not the only competencies you will be judged upon, but this is a good starting list. Also, to help you further, Inside IIM and Alt-Uni has created a special program, Marketing Career Pro, where you will get to learn the marketing concepts and get to learn a 360-degree view of marketing, built by the marketing knowledge of alumni from INSEED, IIM Lucknow, SP Jain, among others. You'll also learn digital marketing, FMCG marketing, marketing analytics, and much more. Plus, you will also get to work on live projects to understand how the industry functions. All of this will help you to crack a marketing job on campus. If you're interested in the program, I'll put the link in the description below. I'll also link some videos we made on internships at HUL and cracking PPOs in the description below. Once you start your career in HUL, you'll also get opportunities to work abroad, because Unilever operates in more than 190 countries, and that can give you a global exposure. Now let's move to the last section, controversies and criticism. No company is without criticism or cons. Recently, HUL filed a commercial suit against Sebamed for their ad. HUL alleged that the ad is malicious and misleading against their brands. Now, this is not the first time two brands have taken each other to court. As we looked in the video earlier, there are a lot of examples where the brands have dragged each other to the court. Another such battle broke out a few years ago between Amul and HUL over their communications around ice creams. Apart from the legal battles, HUL has also been part of some controversies. In the recent years, two of HUL ads has faced a lot of backlash. One is the Kumbh Mela ad by Brooke Bond, and second is the 2019 Surf Excel Holi ad. Apart from all of this, the brand has also been criticized for their ads promoting white and fair skin. For many years now, we have seen ads where they promote and encourage white or fair skin. All of these ads are mainly targeted towards young women. These ads lead to lower self-esteem among young women who are misled to believe that they need to be white or fair to be beautiful. One such brand is Fair and Lovely. Now recently, HUL renamed Fair and Lovely to Glow and Lovely to remove the nomenclature that propagated racial stereotypes. The men's range was also renamed to Glow Enhancer. By the way, this too led to a legal battle between Imami and HUL, because Imami also has a skincare brand which uses same nomenclature terms. I hope you liked the video, and to help you further, I'm going to collate internship experiences, interviews of people at HUL, company analysis, and all of that in the description below. You can find all the links there. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to see more such content. Do let us know which companies you want us to cover next in the comment section. This is Gaurav Gyanchandani, and I'll see you in the next video.